Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Tonight we will be discussing part 2 of our home buying process, which is the search. Please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. We are Black women adulting, or at least trying. Please send help.
Let's talk about the search.
The search.
This
is your fun part.
So it's actually funny. I started saving for my house in 2017.
Okay.
I was living in Florida and I hated it. And I was like, bump this place. I'm going to come back to Georgia and save for a house. So I actually saved $18,000.
Okay.
Girl, I was out here.
You was out here.
I was saving. And then I came back to Georgia for a job, didn't get said job, didn't take said job. I actually got it, but they weren't trying to pay me anything, so I didn't take that job. Then I was unemployed, so then I used all that money to live off of for a year and a half while I was unemployed. Or a year, I don't even know. So, buy down payment money, that was gone.
Yeah.
So, I was looking for houses in that time, just wishful thinking. Fast forward to the year of our Lord 2019. That's when I actually started saving again. I did not have $18,000 for down payment by the time I started looking again. Started working with this organization that my company offered. It was called Operation Hope. They were fine. I think they're a nonprofit. They're out in the community as well, so you don't have to have ties to an organization or your company. And they just help first time home buyers, giving them options, all these different things, learning the process. So they gave me the lender, and then they started like talking me through the process. He was like, "Go search, go look in this area," because he lived in the Metro Atlanta area too, baby. So started searching with my realtor. So my search, I ended up seeing a lot of houses. Went searching with my realtor after I determined where I wanted to be, what sides of Atlanta I wanted to live on. Did I say her name? No? Okay, that's fine. So I was making sure that we were in our area, and I was real specific about what I wanted. Put in an offer, was waiting, and then it got denied immediately. And I was like, okay, cool. This is painful. Like my feelings were hurt. I was like, how dare you? So then we went right back out there, started searching again, and then put an offer in on a second house, and that one was accepted, and we were super excited. It was great, and I had planned my life in that house. I was ready. Yeah. So then we went. I got an inspection, and the inspector called me and was like, "Hey, did you know there's flooding in your house?" And I was like, what? So I was like, and that was actually the day I dropped off my due diligence check. And so I was like, can I get that back? Or I was like, I had just dropped it off. And I was at work. Like I did this on my lunch break, and I was just like, so he sent me pictures of the flooding. A pipe had burst in the ceiling, and had covered water like in the kitchen and dining room area. And I was just like, okay. So the owners ended up it was a investor-owned property. So the investors had the contractors come back out. They fixed the leak. Then the inspection happened. Then they found all kinds of other things going on in the inspection. It was so many things. Like there was not enough insulation. Some of the doors didn't open or close. The bedroom doors, there was some mold in the crawl space underneath the house. The oven only heated to 127 degrees. Oh, yeah. What am I going to cook?
Nothing.
So it was just like a little
microwave.
Listen.
Easy bake oven.
Barely. I feel like that would have been faster. So I ended up just getting out of that. We had to extend due diligence, which is the period you get to decide and you get to get your money back in case you change your mind. Right. So we did extend that time, but then in the end, I was like, I'm scared. I don't want no parts of it. So ended up backing out of that. Cried a couple tears. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, and then went back to searching again. And I was just like, bruh, this is exhausting because I was searching after work and then sometimes on the weekends. And me and Idrika, the realtor, both worked full time. And it was just like, okay, we trying to go after work. We work and live on opposite sides of the city, trying to meet in the middle. Traffic in Atlanta, if you don't know, is crazy. Just a little bit. We only had like 3 hours because it was wintertime too. So it's like it gets dark quick, and you want to see the house in the light time also. Like you might see it once in the dark, but you want to see like what's around.
Right.
Anyway.
What kept you motivated?
I wanted to get out my mom and daddy's house.
That's real.
Y'all, I moved back in with my parents. I love them. If you're watching, hi.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. And also.
Yeah. Because you was in the basement.
I was in the basement. I mean, it's a finished basement.
It's a finished basement.
It's a finished basement. I had a room to myself. It wasn't like any crazy stuff. But it was just like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I like having my own space. And I was just like, okay, I'm back home. Like, okay, cool. So anyway. Went back to the search. Went to searching. Found another house. Put in an offer. Denied. Then I kept searching. Put in another offer. That one was accepted. And that is for my current house. However, it wasn't that easy.
It wasn't that easy.
I mean, we did finally get through that. But the search process, I ended up looking at over 40 houses.
Yeah.
I put in 3 different offers that were actually accepted, and then 2 different contracts, and then finally got to 1 closing.
Yeah. And I remember, and I think she, like, one of those homes, I think the one with the pipes, you really fell in love with.
Oh.
And, like, so she almost didn't give the house she moved into a chance because she was just like,
oh. Yeah, I was like, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not the one over there. So that was a long journey.
Yeah.
So tell me about your search process.
So mine wasn't as long.
Thank God.
So mine wasn't as long. I think we started looking at in the middle of March 2020, and by June we had closed. So the whole process was like 3 months. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I mentioned before, we were looking for a townhome going into this, and I was passing by one, and I was just like, oh my God, I love him. I love the location, love this. And so I was just like, hey, let's go look at this. So I took my husband. I think we went to an open house. At this time, we were not pre-approved. We went to an open house. We fell in love with the townhome. We loved the aesthetic, and we were just like, okay, so this is what we want right here. Ran into the issues with the lender, and so we just decided to keep it moving. And then somewhere along the way, we determined, okay, maybe we don't want a townhome because so our realtor had added us to his portal so we could look, and none of the homes in there just like we were just like,
they didn't do it for you.
None of them, especially none of the townhomes. Townhouses are not where it's at. So we decided that we wanted to move forward with a detached home, and it was more so my husband that he was just like, do we really want to share a wall? Because the townhouses were just as expensive as the houses that we like. So we were just like, do we really want to share a wall for something, that we're spending that much money on? So we moved forward with looking at detached homes. I think we might have looked at like 7 of them. And then when we got to the 8th one, and we were just like, oh, yes, love it. So we got to the 8th one. We loved it. And it was a new construction home. And Matthew, my husband, got our earnest money, took it to the selling agent. We thought we were in there like swimwear, but we weren't. It was that house, and I had almost forgot about this part. It was a model home, and so it was a really good price, great incentives, and then that's how we got to the lender that we actually ended up closing with. But that home, there was some type of miscommunication, and that home was not supposed to be for sale yet. So we were just like, oh, well, we like that one.
Please.
So, and now we're about to wrap up this long story. But Matthew got on to the same builder's website, and just started looking, and he found a location that was close to both of our jobs, kind of like in the middle. It's a bit of a ways outside of the city.
Far.
Fix your face.
Far.
You hear though?
I'm gonna pack a knapsack. Gosh.
But so we found a floor plan and a home that we really loved. However, the seller agent was like, "So I got somebody coming at 2:00 to look at that." And so my realtor's like, "We'll be there at 12." So we got here at 12. Fell in love with the house. The selling agent was amazing. She was so charismatic, and she was pretty much like, "Let me tell you what I can do for you. I can do this, I can do this." And we were sold. Like, she gave us a presentation. The way she gave us a presentation, and so we gave her our earnest money. Needless to say, like the other place that we had given, it never cleared or anything. So we didn't have to worry about getting our money back. So so we decided to move forward while we sit in there signing all the contracts and stuff like that. I think it might have been like an application, whatever. Old girl that was wanting to look at the house called the selling agent, and she was like, "Sorry."
Dang.
Sorry. And I think she might live down the street, but I don't know if she closed. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, so that is how our search happened. And that's how we found our home.
Yours was, even though it had issues, it was so much shorter. And I'm jealous.
Yeah. So, including our home, we looked at a total of 9 homes, including townhomes.
I think I looked at probably 9 in one day, probably. And we were like hidden houses.
Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We hope you enjoyed this part of our home buying process. Please come back here next week as we wrap up this series with part 3, discussing the choice and closing. See you there.